Unit 11.2, we're going to find the total surface area and volume of spheres. The total surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. The total volume, or the volume of a sphere, is 4/3 pi r cubed. You just have to memorize those along with everything else. Total surface area, or total area of a sphere, 4 pi r squared. Total volume, 4 pi r cubed. So, example 1, total area, 4 times pi, 3.14, times the radius, which is 6 millimeters, 6 millimeters square. We're going to distribute that exponent. And so we're going to have 4 times 3.14 is 12.56 times. 6 squared is 36 millimeters squared. And then we multiply. You could have waited on that multiplication. So 12.56 times 36 is 452.16. Square millimeters. That was our total area. Okay? Total area. For volume, I'll white out number 2 so we can focus on the fact that we're really on number 1. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed, 4/3 times pi, 3.14 times the radius, which is 6 millimeters quantity cubed. Now we're going to distribute that cube. 6 cubed is 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36 times another 6 is 216 milli cubed. So we're going to have volume is equal to 4/3 times pi times 216 and then millimeter cube on the end. So 4/3 pi 216. 4 divide 3, 4/3 times pi times 216, 904.32, 904.32. Cubic millimeters. Any questions on example 1? We found the total surface area, the total area, and we found the volume. Okay? All right. Number 2. We want the total area and the volume. So the total area is 4 pi r squared. So 4 times pi, we're going to use 22/7 this time because our radius is a fraction. So 4 times pi times the radius square, which we could just write it times itself if we wanted to. That 4 cancels that 4. 2 goes into this 4 twice, into 22/11. We can multiply what's left. 11 times 3 is 33 times 3 is 99. On bottom, we have a 7 and a 2. 7 times 2 is 14. So we have 99 over 14. If we take 99, divide 14, it'll go hang on. Let me pause. Okay, I had glanced at my teacher's edition and I'd made a mistake, so you need to make a correction there in the teacher's edition. I did 7 times 4 times 4, and I actually added the 4s instead of multiplied them, so we'll get that corrected there. So we're doing this correctly. This will go 7 times. 7 times 14 is 98. With 1 left over, you would put your remainder 1 over your divisor 14, and we get 7 and 1/14 for the total area. For volume, volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. So 4/3 times pi, which is 22 over 7, times the radius cubed, which is times itself 3 times. We're writing it out so we can cross reduce if we can see how. That 4 will cancel that 4. That 3 will cancel that 3. 4 goes into 4 twice. 4 goes into 22, 11. So we're left on top with 11 times 3 times 3, which is 99. We're left on bottom with a 7 times 2 is 14 times 4 is 56. Now there's a 99 out of 56. And I obviously messed that part up too. So 99 divided by 56, maybe not, let's see. 99 divided 56. It'll go one time, you get 56 with 43 left over. So you put your remainder 43, which is a prime number, over your divisor 56. So we get 1 in 43 56. Let's see what that looks like as a decimal. 99 divided 50. 1.7 something, so I did get that correct in the teacher's edition. I just didn't cross reduce as I went. Okay? Any questions on the total area and volume of a sphere? Okay? Now those were pretty well cut and dry. And you need the practice, so I think we'll just maybe do number 2 there so we can deal with a unit of measure. I mean, the second picture, so we can deal with the unit of. I'm going to do 2 off of many of these because it's just the same little process and you need the practice. So let's look at the total area here. Total area is 4 pi r squared. So 4, we have a fractional radius. So we're going to use the 22 over 7 version of pi. So 4 times pi times radius squared. The radius is 2/3 of an inch. So we have 2/3 of an inch, 2/3 of an inch. We're going to put the unit of measure in there. So we're going to multiply all the numerators and divide by all the denominators. We're going to have 4 times 22 times 2 times 2, divide 7, divide 3, divide 3. So 4 times 22 times 2 times 2, divide all the denominators, 7, divide 3, divide 3, enter 5.58 something 5.58. That would be as a decimal. But then we want to change it to feet. So let's just go ahead and put that unit of measure in there instead of trying to mess with decimals and rounding. Let's go ahead and do our conversion. See, we're going to have square inches because we have inches times inches, and it wants it in square feet, so we want to lose the name square inches and gain the name square feet. Feet is the smaller, inches, feet is the larger, so we put one of those, and there's 12 inches in a foot. But we're not dealing with feet and inches, we're dealing with feet, square inches, so we square those. So that makes that a 144, and that makes that a 1. So we're going to end up taking that answer we had on the calculator and dividing it by 144. We're just going to leave all that decimal stuff in there. We get 0.0388. 0.0388 square feet. 0.0388 square feet. Okay. Volume. Volume is 4/3 times pi, which is 22 over 7, times the radius cubed, which is the radius, times itself 3 times. But we don't want the answer in cubic inches. We want it in cubic feet. So we're going to lose the name cubic inches and gain the name cubic feet. Feet is the larger, so we make one of those. There's 12 inches in a foot, but we're not dealing with feet and inches. We're dealing with cubic feet and cubic inches, and so we cube our conversions. 1 cubed is 1. 12 cubed is 1,728. That would be 12 times 12 times 12. So we're going to multiply by all the tops and divide by all the bottoms. We got 4, 22, 222, 37, 333. So on the top we had 4 times 22 times 2 times 2 times 2 divided by all the denominators. 3 divide 7 divide 3 divide 3 divide 3. 1.24 rounded, and that's already converted. 1.24 whoops, and then I forgot to divide 1728, didn't I? I'm sorry. Let's go back to it. Divide, I forgot to convert it. 1728. Now we're there. 7.18 e to the fourth. Now, what this is let's just say 7.19, and then we're going to go e to the fourth, and we'll talk about that when we get back over here. 7.19 e to the fourth. E to the negative 4. 7.19 e to the negative 4. Now, this is the same as scientific notation, 7.19 times 10 to the negative 4. You're going to shift your decimal 4 times in a certain direction because it's like a 10. The negative on the exponent reciprocates that. So what we're mentally thinking here is times 1 over 10 to the 4th. 1 over 10 to the fourth is 1 over a 1 and 4 zeros. So we're actually dividing by 10,000, which shifts that decimal 4 places to the left. So we're going to have 0.000719 cubic feet. Okay. Now, this is kind of small, 2/3 of an inch, you see, as a radius. So it's a little over an inch in diameter. So we're not talking about a very big object here. Okay, any questions on that? All right, we're going to let you do the rest of them on your own. And so that finishes up Unit 11-2 as far as recording.